to another episode of the Loop Bros. That's right, we are back. I am your host tonight, Kalai, because Daryl is being a little bitch. No, just kidding. But I am joined by a great panel tonight. We have the bearded nerd himself. What's up, Zach?
So they finally they found the guy the next day at like 3:00 in the morning. Apparently, he was at the gas station down the street beating somebody with a stick.
Wait, is this the dude that was like stalking your daughter?
Yeah, that was creeping around. Yeah, and they found narcotics on him, so he's going to jail for assault and battery and on drug charges.
And that little voice that you heard in the background, because surprisingly enough, his actual good mic, I guess, is recording and he's not facing it, is Joe.
What's up, Joe? Everybody? It's good to be back. Hey, Tricky. Rangers suck, asshole.
He'll never listen to this.
Tricky doesn't listen to our show.
That's because he's like good podcasts.
And we are joined tonight by a special guest. Thomas is back in the house. What's up, Thomas?
Hey, I really appreciate you having me back. Everybody out there, I hope to do a good job. Last time was not very good, but I did see in one of the Discords that someone mentioned a few things that I said, and they thought that was very funny, and I got a good kick out of that and a big high. So thank you very much, and it's great to be back with this wonderful group of amazing individuals.
Yeah, I introduced him to Discord. It's nice, isn't it?
It blew my mind because I'm probably like the senior person here. I'm like old as dirt. So it's always nice when you have an old person like myself. It's like, this is something new, and I'm trembling at the sound of the steel will. That's the way I felt today when I was at this get-together with one of the presidential candidates, and I was surrounded by all these old people, and I was like, what the hell are you doing? And I'm thinking to myself, this is the reason why we have the problems we have now, because old people can vote. Now all the old people are going to say I'm an ageist. Yes, I'm an ageist. There you go. You can hate me for another reason outside of being bald.
All right. Let's do our toast, mostly because I'm thirsty and tired and need what I have in front of me. So we're going to toast to our Patreon producers, Sadik, MZ. My name is Mayo. And of course, the newest one, Matt G. I'm also going to toast to Thomas on his first successful podcast and editing his first podcast.
Thanks to you.
We also are going to give a big toast to Joe, whose birthday we're celebrating. So, happy birthday, Joe.
Thanks. You know, another trip around the sun, you know. Getting older sucks, but hey, I'm still here, so.
And how old are you today?
It's actually not today. It was Wednesday. I'm 39 now.
39.
All right, let's toast to that. I got me some Wild Bill's Black Cherry.
Now, do you feel any different now that you turned 39? Like anything hurt? Do you feel like, you know, it's like you're having midlife crisis and you need to like go run off and to a man's bathing like shop and, you know, be like Butter's dad from South Park?
I bought a car, so.
Oh, nice.
Did you buy a sports car?
No, but
you bought a new minivan. You bought a mom van.
No, I got an SUV. I didn't get a minivan.
Oh, it looks like a mom van. I'm sorry.
Well, it's not
You know, now that I'm hearing him, and he sounds like a Smurf, because he does.
I sound like a Smurf? Fuck
off.
I'm
guessing.
Fuck off!
I'm guessing that neither of your mics is the one picking you up. I'm guessing it's the mic on the computer.
No, it should be my.
What are you talking about? My stuff's good.
Mariachi!
Maybe you're just.
If it is your good mic, you.
Yeah.
Okay. Does he sound good to you?
Sounds fine. I sound fine.
Yeah, Joe sounds fine to me.
Now, what type of gift did you get for your birthday? Was it like was it like the Zelda? Was it the, the new Zelda that's getting ready to come out, which is awesome because Nintendo's amazing.
I did not really get anything for my birthday, honestly. I'm really hard to buy for because I just buy everything. It's a problem.
Facts.
But my wife is like, you can buy 2 games when you want 2 games. So I was like, okay, well, I'm definitely gonna get Breath of the Wild or Breath of the Kingdom or whatever the fuck it's called.
Tears
I like
of the
to call
Kingdom.
I like to call it Legend of Zelda Nuts and Bolts because it's pretty much what it is.
You mean the Legend of Zelda RPG 2?
Kind of.
Dead Souls of Zelda.
Kind of. So I'm getting that like right away, and I just died.
So did you get lucky on your birthday?
No. Tomorrow.
he's got it scheduled down. He's got it in his planner. He just opens up his book. Yep. Tomorrow at 9 p.m. looks great. How does that work for honey?
I have you penciled in. Do you have your come fuck me socks?
So when you see me next time, I'll be shaved probably because that's a good sign of. Yeah.
You know, fun fact. I have a friend and also myself that if I'm not shaved, so if you see me with a beard, that means I have not had any loving. Now, if I'm clean shaved, that means I am getting loving.
Yep. Same.
So as you can see, I am very clean shaved, sir.
I ain't getting shit right.
So it's always a good thing because women don't like to kiss the beard. Because like I'm not a '70s porn star.
You're like a porn stash, though. You wouldn't really have like a beard.
I have a picture of me with the Freddie Mercury stash.
Really, I want to see that picture.
Okay, I'll have to find it later. I'll release it to our group chat. Thomas, I'm sorry, you haven't made it. You haven't made it to additional chair status yet.
I don't know.
I hope to make it to that elite status someday.
I honestly think we can. He's getting close.
Yeah.
Is it me or does Joe sound like he's far away from his mic? Are you sure which?
I'm right on top of it.
Check the little mic. Put the little mic near your mouth. I bet you it changed.
Hello?
Yes.
There we go.
Yes. There we go.
All right, well, I guess we're using this one now. It is what it is, people! Sorry. All right.
I knew there was a problem.
Hold on.
So now you guys can hear him. He no longer smells like Smurfette. Sounds
okay,
like
so I have to buy a new cord for my microphone. That's what I have to do. Actually, this makes it a lot easier because now I can just talk and record.
Okay, do me a favor. I need you to move it about another half an inch away from your mouth.
Better?
Not perfect.
All right, cool.
now, Thomas, did you get the Nintendo voucher?
No, I did not. I remember you mentioned it a couple of weeks ago on the show. Unfortunately, I'm not a fan of Pigment, and I went ahead and just did the Best Buy one where you got $10 off. So I'm really stoked about that.
But it was 2 games for $100.
I know, but still, it's one of those things where I don't like
Fire Emblem.
I don't like digital. I don't like digitals, and I just prefer to actually have the real copies of any Nintendo game. Now, with Sony, I feel differently, but with Nintendo, I always like the physical copies. And big shout out to Japan for releasing Super Mario Brothers the movie in Japanese here in America, and also releasing it finally to their home country, the motherland. So shout out to the Japanese people, and shout out to South Korea for also getting it today. Hopefully they'll enjoy it as much as we have.
Killing me here, Smalls.
Snap.
Killing me.
Patty whack. Give a dog a bone. Hey. Kalai,
All right.
what have you
Yes.
been playing since we're killing you so bad?
I was about to say that. So I've been playing Kingdoms of Amalur. I've been really, really enjoying that game a lot. I really like the combat, and I like the quests. And I keep trying to. I'm like, okay, I'm 40 hours into this game. I'm absolutely going to go. I got to go straight for that main quest, and I just get distracted. Did you want to say something, Tom?
That is the most awkward
Absolutely.
thing. Please put your hand down. All I see is your
As
hand
soon as
bouncing.
you said Kingdom of Amalur, it's from 38 Studios, which would be Kurt Schilling Studios. If you're a Boston Red Sox fan, he actually came back and beat my
no.
Bloody Sox Studios.
He beat my Yankees in the most amazing comeback ever.
How the
because
hell
Clippers
are you
cheated.
a Yankees fan? You live in Texas. It's like
It's a long story. It's actually on my podcast of talking about that. It's basically because of Joe DiMaggio and the greatness of the Italian stallion of Joe DiMaggio. But with that said, Kingdom of Amalur is such an amazing game, and it has amazing writers. The lore is unbelievably great. I hate that they had that big lawsuit from EA, and that they had the big lawsuit, actually also from the state of Maryland, if I am correct,
Yep.
or was it the state of Virginia?
Yeah, they pretty much
And,
stole funding to make the game, basically. Yeah.
And the fact that it was remade again, and then remember, Kurt Schilling was also a huge gamer at the time. Him and his wife were big EverQuest fans. If you ever played EverQuest,
Weren't they in development of a sequel when the studio got shut down?
yes. But it was super awesome that these guys loved EverQuest, because I used to have a friend, and literally, as soon as he got off work, he's like, "Hey, man, you want to come over and play EverQuest?" I'm like, "Hey, man, I got a wife that needs me to come home and take care of her." So I prefer to do that than EverQuest. And it's just, look, I know people love MMOs. I also loved MMO, which was the original Phantasy Star for the Sega Dreamcast, which I played. I kid you not, I wish there were smartphones back then. We were up in Maryland and Baltimore, and this is during the Bowie shooting. You know, like they had the DC sniper or whatever. And long story short, my wife said I fell asleep playing the game, and that she wished she could have video recorded me because I was still playing it perfectly, being dead asleep. In other words, I'm dead asleep. I'm still playing the game as if I'm awake from muscle memory.
That doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me. What else have I been playing? I started Scarlet Nexus, and that game is
Are you
pretty
going to play
dope.
through as both characters?
That's the plan. Well, right now I'm doing the boy and Jim's doing the girl because I got Jim to try the game and he bought it. And his exact words, he texted me, he was like, "You tricked me into playing an RPG." I was like, "What?" I was like, okay. I'm like, "Why do you say that?" He goes, "Because I just spent 20 minutes in menus picking out outfits." I said, "You played Fire Emblem. That was an RPG, dear."
Not wrong.
Yes.
kind of.
Yes,
How did-
yes,
I've
it
also
is.
been-
How did he enjoy the music for that, or how are you enjoying the music for that game?
Oh, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I've been trying to keep up. Well, I accidentally. I was trying to watch a cutscene when somebody came into my Discord channel and just wouldn't stop talking, so I had to skip a portion of the thing. So I hope I didn't miss too much.
Like a whole big plot point was just totally taken out. Like, what the hell am I doing here?
Yeah, by a man who wanted me to teach him how to edit.
Sorry.
Boom.
It was the beginning of the game, so it was like I was in the tutorial and stuff, and I was like, "Oh," they were talking. I was like, "Oh."
That game has fucking talks forever. Talking forever cutscenes. A lot of cutscenes. A lot of cutscenes. Very anime heavy game. It's a really good game though. Like I played about I got like 5 hours deep, and I was like, "This is too much talking. I want to play something where I actually like do something." Because it's like a lot of like it's like Metal Gear Solid. Just a lot of fucking talking. Just shut the fuck up and let me play. Like,
Dude, if you actually take the gameplay from Metal Gear Solid, it's probably like a total hour at best, and it's like 70 hours of actual talking.
well, it's like
I would love for Hideo Kojima to make a porno, because you're never going to see any sex.
What?
It's just going to be a lot of people talking for the whole time, and then like the last 5 minutes, there's some actual form of like, you know, sexual things going on, and then you don't really see anything because he's all about innuendos. So it's like nothing really happens, but it's like a whole hour and 30 minutes of people talking, and they're talking about eventually having sex. It's kind of like the episode of Family Guy where it's like the British porno channel, and they're like almost, and there.
So what you're telling me is Kojima is the king of like softcore video games. Because like it's all the good things about it's all the cutscenes video games, but none of the good stuff. There's no action, so it's like softcore porn. But he's like the softcore. He makes softcore video games.
He is the Cinemax of video game industry.
He's like the Skinamax. You can only play games at 2 a.m.
How did you guys miss that at the end it would just be one guy underneath a box taking care of himself?
That's pretty good. That's probably about right.
And why do you think he was called Snake?
That's why he always has cigarettes on him too.
Exactly.
But other than that, I haven't been playing much. So, Thomas, what have you been playing?
I have been playing my usual enemies, which would be Disney Dreamlight, because of my child, because they released a new Simba and Nala. I've been playing Sackboy, because Sackboy's free for PlayStation Plus members. And if you have not yet played Sackboy, get it before the end of the month, because after this week is going to change over. Sackboy is worth owning. It's actually very good. I was impressed because I didn't really like Little Big Planet 3, but I really like Sackboy. And then playing a little bit of Gotham. I'm still fighting over Harry Potter. And what I mean by fighting over Harry Potter is like I'm still trying to work on my daughter's character, and I'm working on my own character, and then I'm doing a little things on the Xbox. They just if you haven't did the update, if you have the Gamer Pass for Xbox, they're getting ready to put out the vampire game. I think that's called Redfall, if I am correct.
Yeah,
and it's going to be awesome. Also, please do not forget that this is probably going to be your last week or so for you to get the free games for PlayStation Plus for being a PS5 owner. So you need to go ahead and add those games to your catalog, because if you do not, you're going to miss out on a bunch of really good AAA titles that are free. So I cannot stress this enough. Please, even if you don't even plan on playing them, just go to add to your library, so they're always there in case you have a friend, a family member, a cousin's, former nephew's roommate. You can actually
nice Spaceballs reference.
Yeah, absolutely. May the Schwartz always be with you.
Also with you.
But those are things that you should have because they're free and they're awesome. And take advantage of anytime somebody's going to give you something, take it, man. Don't be sit there like, no, I'm too good. Like, dude, you don't have to be too good. I have the actual physical copies. I much rather play the digital copies, so I don't have to put my disc in to the system. And I'm not going to get rid of my physical copies. But it's still nice to be able to play the digital copies. That way I ain't got to get up because I'm so lazy and fat. But outside of that, I am just playing just the little knick-knack stuff. I started doing a couple of PlayStation classic games. Ridge Racer is actually good. My love for Ape Escape will never stop. I don't know why. I always loved that game because it's one of the very first games. Because does anybody ever get PlayStation Magazine back in the day for the original PlayStation, where it came with a demo disc and it had every demo in it? And I played those demo discs, and Ape Escape was one of them. And I think Ape Escape also had the Metal Gear Solid, demo on it. And I played that demo every which way but loose because I was unbelievably poor. The only game I had at the time was probably like Battle Arena Toshinden and the original Tomb Raider, and then I played the Tomb Raider music CD. One music CD. You actually take the PlayStation disc and actually use them as CDs. So if you have Skater 8, which has a great soundtrack with Static X, if you like punk music or rock music, Static X was amazing. And then Skater 8 2 also had great punk/pop music on it. So those are both great soundtracks that you can actually listen to from the Sega CD.
Can I ask you a question? Because I've been trying to ask you a question about something you said a while ago.
No.
You said that you should get the digital games because you don't like having to get up and change the discs.
Yes.
Yet you're buying Nintendo physically. That does not even make sense.
Because my Nintendo Switch is downstairs, and I only have a 400 gig memory card for my PlayStation. I'm assuming for my Switch, and there's a thing about Nintendo that I've just loved as a little boy, and it's the whole you used to take the cartridge and you blow in it, and you sometimes take the cartridge, and I'm pretty sure everybody here has done this, where you like to pretend it's like a, was it, Blues Traveler? You pretend like it's a harmonophone. You go,
Blues Traveler's reference.
and so it's just one of those things. And then sometimes, you would take the little
John Popper
Q-tip and some, yeah, exactly. Except without the huge weight loss. I love Blues Travelers, by the way. They're awesome in live.
They are great live, yeah.
And you would take the little Q-tip and the alcohol and clean it. So I have an affinity for Nintendo because of all the good work and the good nature Nintendo has done over the years. These last couple of years, I've been kind of disappointed because I keep hoping that they will eventually release. Because if you're going to do it for the Nintendo 3DS, then please do it for the actual system, which is release Wind Waker which I mean, because they put it on the Wii U for crying out loud, which I have it for the Wii U, and also put Ocarina of Time both on the Nintendo Switch. I'd really appreciate that as a lover of Nintendo and their products, and I know they're waiting for their new system or they're waiting on something else, and they always think of like, how can we squeeze more money out of the people who love our IPs? We'll wait. We'll wait 5 more years and do it.
The fact that they never ever lower the price of their actual like mainstay title games, and when they do discount it, it's $5.
So
That's not true.
It's $20. It's $20. $20 is the max they go. Let's be real. Kalai knows that too. It goes down to $40.
Yeah, but hence the reason that Nintendo games actually hold their value is because they won't ever put them on that high of a sale. Versus Xbox and Sony, they'll be like, here, you can have this game for free.
I mean, it's all those fucking Nintendo lemmings jumping off the cliff, buying everything over and over again, and just sucking the Nintendo dick. I'm telling you, like, I'm a Nintendo fan. I do it all the time. Like, ooh, let me get that Zelda game for the 16th time, or let me get 15 copies of Mario 3. Like it.
Look, Nintendo fans are just fans-only fans that they don't know they are. Okay, they're not simping for women; they're simping for Nintendo.
We're just fucking lemmings. We're just lemmings. We just see something and we run towards it, and then we jump off the cliff.
Well, that's why the voucher system is so good.
Buy one every month, people. Until they're done, just buy one every month. $100 every month, and you get 2 games a month. It's worth it. Worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but am I getting that one-on-one time with that person for that particular time? You know, because is she telling me I'm doing a good job and being a good simp?
No, but if you do have the cartridges, they taste really good. You should lick it.
There you go. Well, there's nothing like that new game smell of just opening up and it's like still sealed, and then you open it up, and then you're like, you're like.
I mean, half the time you buy a new game, it's not sealed though. It's GameStop. It's that demo copy that's just been sitting up there.
I refuse to buy a demo copy. I've worked for those clowns, sir. And someone tried to hand me one time back in the old days. I'm like, dude, if you hand me the demo copy that's been up, well, it's only been used. I'm like, no.
No,
unless there's plastic on it, I will not take it.
No,
you go back there and reseal that son of a gun if you have to. I will not take it unless it's sealed.
Nope. People take them home and play them and test them and then bring them back, scratch them up. I worked at GameStop too. I understand how that works. Can't fool me, good sir.
But that is currently what I am playing. I am hoping to get the Star Wars Jedi Outcast. Is it Outcast or is it Jedi Survivors? That looks amazing. They did a lot of changes on it. For a spoiler alert for no one who's played it, basically I guess it's going to fall into what Rebels, or it's going to lead into Rebels. Any Star Wars fans?
From where it looks like, it looks like where they're going. Yeah, I'm excited.
It's going to lead into Rebels. It's going to be fun. Unlike other games, it doesn't do the screw job of where you lose your memory or you're no longer like, oh, I magically lost touch with the Force for the beginning of the first 3 hours of the game, and I have to relearn everything I learned from the previous game. No, you start out with all the abilities that you had from the previous game, and you're going to learn some more along the way. And you actually, I think they told Disney or whoever and LucasArts to go F themselves, because now you can cut off arms and legs, but you couldn't do that in the first game.
Oh.
So I am super stoked about that, because I am going to be cutting off a ton of arms, legs, and heads. But outside of that, Zelda is nothing but 2 weeks. Is it 2 weeks away or 2.5
13 days, sir.
13 days away. So I will simp for Nintendo one last time, and I will give it up to whoever's next in line. But thank you for asking.
Joe, why don't you go?
Well, what I've been playing? A lot of things, actually. I beat a lot of things this week, actually. I finished Final Fantasy Theater Rhythm Final Bar for the Switch. I clocked in about, I think, like, when I was all said and done, around, like, 35 hours. I really liked it. It's a really cool game. My Nintendo Switch is not clocking things correctly. I don't know why. It says I only have like 15 hours in the game, but I definitely have way more than that. It was fun. The last few songs were like, I don't know, they were long. They were long like medleys, so like they took a while to get through. And I fell asleep playing one the other night and like died in like the last like bar of the song. Like literally, I was at the end of the song, and all I hear is like my wife's like, "Did you just fall asleep?" Yeah, and I died, and I have to do this whole 7-minute song over again, and I was pissed because I was like, "Oh, I had to do like 3 more songs, and I beat this game." So I played that. That was fun. I beat Pokemon Legends Arceus, which is hands down my favorite Pokemon game of all time. I love this game. Like, I can't say enough good things about it. I really hope they make another game in this style. I don't know if they will, especially off the heels of the last game, because the last game did a lot. And I still haven't finished it, but...
There you go, Joe.
What?
We were just talking. You were just talking.
Arceus? Oh, yeah. Did you play it?
I'm about 75% of the way through the story.
What do you think?
I think it's really good.
Yeah, right?
I've done nothing but enjoy that.
Isn't it cool just like walk around the world and just like fill up your Pokedex and fill up the information in it?
Yep.
Like I never thought that'd be something I want to do, but like I was like, yeah, I'll catch 50 of this fucking same Pokemon over and over again. Oh, you want me to catch it while it's sleeping? Yeah, I'll do that. You want me to catch it while it's flying in the air? Yeah, I'll do that. You want me to catch it while it's giving someone a hand job in the back of a dumpster? I'm gonna do that too. Like I could do all these things and more. Like this game is just so much fun. Like it's honestly, it's like the step up from Pokemon Go and Let's Go Pikachu. I think it like takes that next evolutionary step. And like, if your kids can play that, then they can play this before they play mainline. I say once you get the hang of this, then you can go to mainline. But I definitely want to go back and play. Do I have Violet or Scarlet? Violet. Yeah, I want to go back and play Violet. Turn in Violet, Violet. Got a lot of movie references on the show today. I beat Monster Hunter Rise. I beat the campaign. That was fun. Fuck that purple bastard. You know what's funny though? Like I literally got stuck on that fight and just gave up for like a year, and then I went back and I beat it in one try. Like I just turned it on. I was like, I got this fight. I was like, I'm gonna fill up all my potions. I'm gonna fill up all my staminas. I'm gonna make sure my shit's all sharpened up. I'm not gonna change any of my gear. I'm gonna go in. I know I can beat this, and I beat it in one shot. And I only got down because I got cocky at the end. Like I got cocky. I would say at the 75% point of the battle. Kalai, I knew I was doing good because I was knocking pieces off that bitch left and right. Like I busted her tail, which is like once you bust the tail, like she can't do that stupid fucking poisonous thing anymore. That poison wave. So it's like that's gone. And then the only thing I really had to watch out for was her like dash, where she does that thing where she revs up and dashes across the screen and gets you. So I just kept at it. It took me like, I think you get like what, 50 minutes of fight?
Yeah, 50
it took me like 35 minutes to take her down. So it just shows you like I'm not like super high level, super high gear, but like I had good enough gear to take that bitch down once and for all. The credits rolled, and man, that is just a beautiful game on the OLED. Like that game is just gorgeous on the OLED Switch.
Now, question for you.
Sure.
On the 15 minutes, like, let's say there's only 5 seconds left, and you kill him right.
In 50 minutes, you get 50 minutes.
Oh, you get 50. I thought you said you only get 15. 50, I was like, damn.
50. You get a long time. You get 50 minutes.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like 15. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, you get 50. And it's actually, I don't think I've ever timed out of a battle. Not since I was like a super noob on like the 3DS, where like I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. But yeah, they gave you enough time, way more than enough time. I think the time limits are more for when you have like multi enemies on the map, so you can't just go forever. But you can still knock out quite a ton if you have good enough gear. Kalai, I would say a good expedition, you could knock out like 7 or 8 things in 50 minutes, depending on your gear. You can even knock out 12 to 15 if you're.
Depends on what you're playing though. Like in the higher levels. You remember, like, you get to, like, Teostra, who's back in the game. Yeah,
it takes, like, 45 minutes.
And if your gear is not good enough, you'll time out. I've timed out of like, Teostra.
Oh, shit.
Stuff.
All right. Well, then I'm in for that soon, because I started playing the DLC last night. Or not the DLC, I started playing the endgame stuff. The higher rank matches, already off the clip, they're a lot more challenging than the low rank stuff, which is nice. It gives me something to do, and it creates that grind that I love from Monster Hunter. Like, if you're a Monster Hunter player, you understand. If you're not, then you just never get it. You just won't. I played I played Mario All Stars 3D All Stars pack. I played Mario Sunshine, and I don't remember what the fuck to do in this game or where to go. And it's kind of crazy because like those were games like back in the day when they like didn't hold your hand, so like you had to know, like you had to figure it out and you had to figure out what to do. And like I could beat that game like it was like the back of my hand when I was younger, but now like my brain's like mush. I don't know. I don't remember where to go. I don't remember what to do. And I think video games have just given me learned helplessness as far as like playing games at this point, where like I expect the game to tell me what to do all the time. Like it's one of the reasons I didn't like Breath of the Wild at first, and it's one of the reasons I'm re-falling in love with that game, and why I like it so much, because it is like for like Tricky always says like, oh, it's not Zelda. Actually, Tricky, it's the truest sense of Zelda. It's literally the first game remade. It's like they don't tell you what to do or where to go, and they go, here, do it.
So were you a stoner when you were playing Mario Sunshine? I feel that game you
the
had
psychedelic background.
Yeah, you had to like do some type of drugs or something to like get the full feel for the game.
It's probably my second favorite 3D Mario of all time. My first is definitely Galaxy. Galaxy is a phenomenal game. But that game is just top to bottom.
1 or 2?
1 actually. I've never beaten 2. Because I tried to 100% it the first time I played it. So yeah, with all those challenge runs, I never beat it because those things got crazy towards the middle of the game. Some of the stuff in Sunshine was crazy too, 100%ing that, and some of the stuff in Galaxy is crazy too. Like the stuff with the purple coins, where like it strips you of all your powers, and then you gotta earn all these purple coins with no FLUDD. And I'm like, this sucks. Because you get so used to using FLUDD and being able to like cheese like half the game with FLUDD because you can just like hover everywhere. But I'm on this one.
Who do you think artistic choices that was for Mario Sunshine? Because Mario Sunshine is an outlier, totally different from every other game.
I don't think it is, honestly. I just think it does what every true Nintendo sequel does. It changes enough to make it different, because that's always Nintendo's like moniker. We don't want everything to just be the same. We don't just pump out the same game over and over again. There has to be some little twist to the game to make you want to come back and play it. It's always those weird ass Nintendo decisions that they make. It's like, why did Star Fox? Why the fuck did you decide to make an RPG in the middle of the series? You're like, yeah, we're just gonna make a Star Fox RPG. No one asked for that shit. Like nobody.
But that was a different studio who did that one, correct? It wasn't the normal guys who would actually do that. Star Fox. Remember, Star Fox has been licensed out numerous times.
Some of them worked on that, but not all of them. Most of them worked on Assault, I believe. The Assault game for the GameCube. Or whatever the fuck the GameCube one was called. I think it was Assault. But no one asked for Kid Icarus Uprising, and that's a great game, too. That's the best Kid Icarus game of all time. I really hope they remaster it on the Switch. That is one of my favorite Nintendo games of all time. Did I play anything else? I tried to play Marvel Ultimate Alliance, and then I hit the eventual boss wall that is that game, because the bosses are so fucking hard in that game. Claw, you play enough of that to get to like the part where like it just starts getting really hard?
No.
Okay, so when you get like to chapter like 6 or 5, I would say, the difficulty just spikes to a point where it's like, oh, you know those level 30 characters you have? Yeah, they're dog shit now. Go back and play the game on hard from the beginning and get back here, and then we'll talk. And I'm like, the fuck? Like, I'm trying to beat this shit on like normal or easy, and even dropping it down, it's like, no. You're not doing that in this game, sir. Like, we're gonna block you from doing that. And we're gonna make.
Oh, so they Mortal Kombat your ass.
Kind of.
Remember when you used to set Mortal Kombat like easy or super easy? It would be like the hardest difficulty.
Well, the problem with Mortal Kombat is when you played Mortal Kombat on console, they were still programmed like an arcade cabinet. And an arcade cabinet is always programmed to block your moves because they want you to spend more quarters. So it's always gonna block constantly. It's like it knows what you're gonna do before you do it, and that's why they're so hard. Like, it's like, if you ever played the MK collection for, I think it was like PS3 or 360, those things were fucking impossible. Because they were the arcade pure versions, which were like, they wanted you to die over and over again so you could waste your quarters.
I still have it.
I have it too, yeah. Those were great. Those were really good.
Hey, can I tell a quick story about Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, go ahead. I love Mortal Kombat, and I love Mortal Kombat stories.
Okay. So I had come home from Germany. I'm living in Houston, Texas, with my real father at the time, and there was a grocery store, right? And they just put in Mortal Kombat 2. It wasn't in any, Super Nintendo, all this other stuff. And all these kids were around it all the time. And I saw some kid putting some pennies in it, right? And I was like, let me try this out. So I go and take my 50 cents and I go get a 50-cent thing of pennies. And so I just start, like you have to take your finger and kind of like just hook them in there. So it just kind of hits the little clicker. So I did like the whole 50 cents worth of things. And anytime someone wanted to play, I would take their money like, hey man, go ahead and just give me your money. So I made about 10, 15 bucks. And then not only were they were playing against me. And I had actually mastered like 4 or 5 characters at the time before I mastered every character from Mortal Kombat 2, thanks to that trick and that guy showed me. And dude, that's my favorite time in my life. It was just like, you can imagine the guy going to collect the coins, and that motherfucker got nothing but pennies. I know it was horrible, but still, man. It was super awesome because not only were I would get the kids money, and these are older kids, by the way. I would beat their ass in the game, and I just love Mortal Kombat that much, man. It's only 2 where I was almost like close to being professional, and I love 2 that much, and especially Mileena. I still think Mileena is one of the best overpowered characters in that game. Jax is unbelievably amazing if you're smart, and every character you can win with every character in Mortal Kombat 2, regardless of what's going on.
It's one of the most balanced fighters. Next to, I would say, maybe Street Fighter 2. I think they're just very well balanced fighting games. Like, they knew what they were doing back then, and they kept the roster small to keep everything as fair and as balanced as they possibly could.
So my apologies to the people who worked there or whoever owned that arcade machine that I robbed you out of I would say probably $50, if that. I was unbelievably poor, dude. I only had 50 cents and then worked my way up. If anything, you can call me a street hustler. It's like he only had 50 cents and went on to make $50.
Some would say that's a penny-tality.
Toaster!
Are you done, Joe?
Oh, yeah, that's really... I mean, I played a lot more, but I don't want to talk forever.
Well, it's too late for that.
Zach?
So I actually got to play some games this week. So I played a little bit more Grand Theft Auto 5.
How far are you, sir?
I have done a couple of jobs with the black guy. I don't remember his name.
Franklin,
yeah.
Oh, Franklin! Yeah, I like Franklin. Franklin's a cool character.
And then I didn't play that too terribly much, but I've been playing a lot of Mega Man Battle Network, the first one since the Legacy Collection came out. And that gives us every game.
Dude, you see, I sold 1 million copies already.
Dude, it's nostalgic. And then Capcom was running NetBattler on their Twitch channel for the whole first week after release, so you could watch the anime.
What?
Yeah, English dubbed. Watch the English dub anime on their Twitch channel.
Oh, dope. Maybe they'll release it now.
No, you have to buy it. You have to go find the DVDs and buy it. Sorry, bud.
I know.
But I've been playing a lot of that. I'm about 85% done with that. I think I have 2 more bosses, and then I'm done with that. I kind of want to delve into that separately on its own because it's worthy of that. Been playing a lot of that. It's literally what I've been going to bed playing. Still keeping up with my Marvel Snap on a daily basis, getting all my challenges done every day.
Me too.
Oh, snap.
Man, all y'all, man. Oh snap! I see everyone getting like their ink splits and stuff like that, and I'm just like, dude, I don't have any of those yet.
Me neither.
I was like, no offense, but I ain't spending money on this. It's not happening.
You're like, no,
I'm not.
You're like, I refuse.
Well, the worst part is my collection level. I think my collection level is at like 1384. So it's to the point where now it's just like I'm hoping I get series 3, 4, and 5 cards that I can actually use. and not the trash ones that that you don't.
Well, don't you have access to the once a month? You
I
get
did.
a free
I
series.
picked up my Series 3 for this season already.
Do you buy the season passes?
So what I do is I wait until like a day or two before it's over, and I see how far I am in it. And as long as I'm far enough, and I'm not stuck on like any of the quests like that, then yeah, I usually shell out and get season pass.
Because you can save up. What I did was save up my gold, and you can get one of the bigger. I got like one of the bigger bundles that gave me a whole bunch of credits and a whole bunch of.
You see, I'm trying to get my variant splits. So what I do when I get gold, instead of buying like a pixel variant or some fancy variant that I want, I just I just upgrade my
don't
cards.
buy the. No, don't buy the variants.
No,
Save
that's
your
what
gold.
I'm saying. I use my gold to buy credits.
Right, but do you wait for the bundles?
Not really.
See, I saved up like 5,000 or 7,000 gold because I buy enough season pass. So when I bought a bundle, I got like 7,000 credits. Plus, I got like 35 or 4,000 collector tokens.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying is you might want to wait and not just immediately buy silver with that gold, but wait. Because if you're going to keep buying the pass, which is what I do, you'll get enough gold. Like, I almost had enough to buy the Thor bundle, the Frog Thor, and that was a pretty good bundle.
Right.
So I suggest that. I'm at collection level. I'm over 3,000 right now. I think I've collected all of the 3, and I'm on to the 4 now.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm not.
Okay, I'm unfamiliar with the frog for. Can you explain that to me, please?
It's just so all it is it's a variant. It's just a frog that looks like Thor. It's like a frog dressed like Thor. It's just like a joke bundle. They have like a different variants in the game, like baby variants or chibi variants or ultimate variants.
Pixel.
Pixel is like the least favorite of everyone, even though I find some of them are pretty.
I like the pixels.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that really don't care for them, but
Yeah, and the reason why Snap is so addicting is like a game will take you 3 to 5 minutes. So like if you have like 10 or 15 minutes, you could play a couple of games.
Yep. But I don't like the update they just did. The update, so you get season pass experience when you play games. Now they're locking it to as soon as you launch the game for the day. Like, let's say you launch it at like 6 a.m. and you want to play a couple games while you're sitting on the toilet after your morning cup of coffee. It starts your 10 hours then. So after that 10 hours expires, you don't get any more season pass XP. It stops it. So you launch it at 6 a.m. at 4 p.m. It expires. Your matches don't count towards your season pass XP.
That's bullcrap, sir. Bullcrap.
I agree. But they did that to put a time limit on it. There wasn't a time limit on it. So there were people that were just sitting there just like spamming it, like just not even playing games, spamming it to get the season pass XP.
I mean, it's a
You
smart
mentioned
idea.
coffee, and Kalai had mentioned something about coffee in a post recently. What type of coffee do you enjoy in the morning? And is to me, I think the creamer will sometimes make the coffee. Now, I am kind of a coffee snob where I drink Starbucks, and I drink the one that has the cocoa and something another in it, the K-cups. But the creamer I have is was it Ciabatta cream, which is like the pure like cream, and it's really good. What is the cream that you use, or is it just like you just have a generic coffee?
I actually like my coffee black. I drink I drink Black Rifle Coffee's Kodiak blend and Death Wish Coffee's medium roast. They have a really good medium roast, and on occasion when I'm feeling like a little bit of creamer, it's usually a the medium roast is still strong, but
it's really strong.
But on the occasion I want some creamer or something, or like a creamy consistency, I either use sugar-free French vanilla, or I use heavy whipping cream.
the heavy whipping cream is probably the most healthiest for you versus the the French vanilla. But I love that you said there's one called Death Wish coffee.
Yeah.
Yes, it's like triple the caffeine. It's
So-
crazy.
So
I had it.
does it play songs from Night Ranger? Because Night Ranger had a album called Death Wish. It's an old reference to an 80s rock band.
Old.
They had a lot of good guitar riffs.
I'm gonna pretend I'm not that old either.
Okay,
Nightwish is a
All
great
right,
band.
Grandma.
I-
Okay.
they really are.
I drink my
Night
coffee.
Ranger.
I drink my coffee from Hawaii. I actually get 9 boxes of Kona shipped to my house every month.
And I feel like Kona was like a fad. It had its time, and now it's gone.
Except that I've been in Hawaii and drank real Kona coffee. It's what my father grew up on. My father loves Kona coffee, so he passed away, and just drinking, it helps me remind me of my
Well, now
father.
don't you feel like an asshole, Zach?
Why is it every
Yeah.
episode? Every episode when I give Kalai shit, she's always got some sad response to it.
What a fuck bag!
Asshole.
What a fuck bag!
Now, do you get a special blend, Kalai, or you just get their normal blend?
I get it's a normal blend. It's actually a medium to dark roast because I do like Starbucks as well, and just the smell of it's just amazing. I use Fairlife milk, which is a highly processed milk to take out the lactose. It's lactose free. Not that I need lactose free, but it also has a higher protein value. So like it has like a really creamy texture to it.
Now, or do you do the Starbucks seasonal one? Because right now they have a seasonal blend going on that we just spent almost $300 because my wife says it'll last me for a whole year if I go ahead and buy it now, and then I'll have it for a whole year. So we just wasted a lot of money on some Starbucks that we don't really. I mean, it's a seasonal blend. Wouldn't it go bad? Or because it's K-Cups, I guess it wouldn't. But still, it's just like. Have you tried the seasonal blend for Starbucks? If they only make one time of the year, and they don't make it any other time except for that one time of the year.
Yeah, I've had their seasonal blend.
And how do you like it? Because she justified it. She said, "Well, it's unbelievably good," and I don't drink her coffee because it's her coffee. But I couldn't justify spending that much money on anything.
I mean, it doesn't matter if you want to spend the money. That's the thing you learn.
Well, that's true too. It's her money.
It wouldn't matter if it was her money or your money. This is how it works.
I mean, K-Cups are generally expensive in the in like the general.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I agree.
Because of that.
Yeah, they're.
But I was gonna say, but like in comparison, the fact that I can have that fresh cup of coffee every time I want it. I like that. I can't stand a pot sitting around there. I can't stand stuff like Folgers.
Gotta get a French press, bro.
In comparison, my 12-pack costs $20.
Well, they do say the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
Nah, it's Folgers. It's Folgers in the bun coffee pot at a Waffle House. What you mean, bro? I don't care what anyone says. Anytime I'm going to Waffle House, I'm getting coffee. There's just something that hits different about that slow drip bun maker.
Probably because you're going to blow up their bathroom before you leave.
No, that's after I get home. It's the first thing.
Now, the question with the bathroom is, are you one of the people, because I'm this way, I cannot use a public bathroom. I actually have to wait till I get home in order to use my bathroom, because it's like a fortress of solitude, or it's just like, it's very comfortable because you know where you are. You don't have to worry about someone knocking on the door and bothering you. You can, read a magazine or goof around on your phone or whatever.
No, unfortunately, that's not my thing. So unfortunately, with my job, I drive around all day, 10 to 10 to 13 hours out of the day. So if I have to use the restroom, I'm stopping at the gas station somewhere. I don't have that option. And then and that's my biggest pet peeve though, is nowadays I don't know where it went, where like people aren't teaching their kids to knock before they enter. But like I have so many people constantly just they'll pull on the door and I'm like, occupied, dude.
Oh yeah,
Like-
I'll yell occupied and people still slam on it. I'm like, motherfucker, I'm in here.
Yeah, like
I'm trying to take a shit. Like, let me shit in peace. Like,
Dude, somebody wanted to hold my hand one time. I was like, "Hey, man, I'm trying to like knock one out. Like, do you mind if I hold your hand?" And I'm like, "What?" And it's like, "Can I hold your
you
hand?"
should have been like, "Can I hold your dick?" I would have just thrown that out there. Been like, "See what he said? Hey, you want to hold my hand? Well, you got to hold my dick then."
that. So
I'm assuming that's what he wanted it to lead to.
so all right. So branching off of that, that's actually one of the funniest things now. So you know how like Call of Duty and most shooters like multiplayer games, people are like, suck my dick, suck my big motherfucking dick. No, so now when people start talking shit, I throw them off. I go, suck my little dick, and they just stop. Like they stop.
You'd be like, present it.
They stop freezing their tracks and they're just so confused and baffled by what I just said. They're like, this man said, and some of them will even start laughing. This man said, suck his little dick. Like it just de-escalates the situation. It's hilarious.
Did you ever see that?
Which,
go ahead, Clay.
I was going to ask you a question, Joe.
What's up?
Did you happen to see Ted Lasso this week?
I did not watch it yet. I can't. I'm recording right now, so I was going to watch it tonight with my wife, but probably watch it tomorrow now.
Oh my god, it is the funniest episode of the entire series. Jim and I
Even
were
funnier
in
than last
tears.
week,
What was last
where
week?
Roy Kent rode a fucking bike.
Yes, it's funnier than that. It is. I was in tears. I was laughing so hard.
All right.
Anyways, go on. Did you have more games?
Yes, I've been playing. I hopped in on. I don't know if anyone's seen it. So Ubisoft is developing their own multiplayer, party shooting game, kind of like Call of Duty multiplayer, kind of. It's called X Defiant. I got to hop in on the closed beta for that. That game is going to kill Call of Duty. Call of Duty multiplayer. Call of Duty's
I've heard that 10 times.
No, Call of Duty's multiplayer is in such a bad place right now, and this game has done everything right. It feels balanced. The gameplay is smooth, even for a beta. Like that game, like didn't really have any bugs. It blew me the fuck away. See
No,
the biggest.
I just wanted to.
What's up?
I'm sorry. Can I just say something real quick? I was going to say I don't think that's what's going to kill Call of Duty. I think Microsoft will. No.
Yeah, they put everybody on Halo.
Thanks, Tricky. No, so
Now, what's the name again? Multiverse?
X Defiant is going to be the name of the game.
But very close.
I mean, they'll both be dead in a year.
I mean, multiverses.
Well,
Talking about
yeah, remember that. Was it Warner Brothers or WB just recently shut it down? So everybody who paid for the Founders Packs and all these different packs
Got their money back.
for the multiverse game where you play as Shaggy and all the different characters from Warner Brothers will be shutting down, and they'll actually lose their money, and that's pretty garbage. I hope there's a class action lawsuit against Warner Brothers because of that, because that's really dirty that you're going to do the fans that way.
I actually,
I mean, there's nothing that
the
says.
Founders Pack for that game. I really enjoyed that game.
I enjoyed it too, but there's nothing that says like you know what you're getting into when you buy into a game. Like you shouldn't expect it to be on forever. That's the problem with gamers. They expect everything to be forever. It's not how it works. If nobody plays it, they have to shut the server down.
Yeah,
Just how it is. Maybe we should stop making live service games and actually make video games again. And then wouldn't have this fucking problem now, would we?
Ding, 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 ding.
But I get told, well, no, that's where the industry's going. You need to change with the times, Joe. You're just going to get left behind. Yeah, just like people playing on PC. Well, enjoy your broken ass Star Wars game, fuckheads.
don't tell me what to do.
Hey, speaking of games that were left behind, because just brought to my memory, does anybody remember Afro Samurai Episode 1 that they released and they refunded everybody's money? But if you actually had downloaded the game, you still have a copy of the digital version of Episode 1 for Afro Samurai 2. which is super awesome because I actually had it, and for some reason I'm unbelievably an idiot. I had changed something or another where I lost it, and I was like, I wonder if I can get back in it. And of course, it was too late. But anybody that actually has that, man, your system that you have it on is definitely worth something. It's like the people who have PT for their PlayStation 4s or on their Xbox. Excuse me, not their Xbox, their PS5. I was actually able to move my PT to my PS5.
All right. Any other games? We can move on.
Whoa.
Kalai's like,
Someone wants the show to be over already.
No, you know what? Because we're recording video, I don't know how the 2 hours works.
Exactly 2 hours it's done.
Oh, it's
And
exactly 2 hours?
And that's for all recording. But all right, so my last point on X Defiant is it's going to be free to play as well. So that's another big thing. It's not, you don't have to pay to play it, and it's crossplay and it's crossplay too. So
That's nice.
you can get it on PC, play with your friends on Xbox and PlayStation. So
Interesting.
all right, do you want to move on to leaderboards?
Yes, I have mine backlog beat down up, or do you have the leaderboards? What do you want to do first?
Backlog beat down. Let's roll into it.
Okay, so we have I'm Styling on You Bro at 107 points, Redbeard Rick at 74, JT at 52, Diago at 41, Mark at 38, Gareth at 34, Daryl at 32, I Yield to No One at 32, Trying Casual Games at 29, Alex Saunders at 26, Departed 570 at 22, Sadek at 22, CJ at 21. I'm at 21. Woohoo! I'm almost ahead of CJ. Wow. Jared's at 20. Matthew Moden is at 19. Dinah Killer is at 12. Zach's at 8. James the Nerd's at 7. 42J is at 6. Noah the Builder is 4. Sid is at 3. Haley Pickle is at 2. And yet I still don't see Thomas on these boards.
Or me.
Mic drop. That's because Joe doesn't want to update his own shit this year.
No. Joe doesn't like the way the system works this year, so Joe's not participating. Nope.
The system's the same.
No, it's not. It's vastly manipulated, and I don't want to go into this because I don't want to shit on people's fucking day. So I do not like the way the scoring system works this year at all. And I was not a fan. I did not agree with it. So I have just been tracking the games I've beaten this year on my own challenge, and that's it. Yep. Yeah, it is what it is.
I mean, that's fine.
To each their own.
Yes. Are you ready with the leaderboards?
Yes, going over to the True Achievements leaderboard first this week. It is not the I'm Styling on the leaderboard. This week it is the Sadek True Achievements leaderboard. In first place, we got Sadek with 2,510 achievement points. In second place, we got GDI Master Ace with 575 achievement points. In third place, we got Domplico with 375 achievement
I like
points.
the way you said his name.
In fourth place, we got the Commish himself with 170 achievement points. And in fifth place, we have Mr. CJ with Sony Pony 2 with 100 achievement points. I'm very disappointed in the Xbox leaderboards this week. Even I got 20 achievement points this week. And Styling got 0 achievement points this week. He didn't play a single game on Xbox, which is weird as fuck. Styling, if you're listening to this, I hope you're okay. It's okay. Reach out, buddy. You can find help.
Where are you guys finding all these Xbox games to play? Because they don't have any games.
Joe, get the fuck out. First, it's don't play on PC. Now it's don't play on Xbox.
I mean, it's hard to play on there, man. You don't have any games.
Mm-hmm. This is coming from the person who's playing Breath of the Wild over again.
No, I'm not. I've never beat it. I never ever beat this.
Oh, I thought you said you did. Okay, I'm sorry. Well, the True Trophies leaderboard was popping off this week. In first place, we got the affectatious Donk himself with 719 trophies.
It's a lot of trophies.
And in second place, we got Redbeard Rick with 121 trophies. And third place, we got the commissioner of the trophy rarity competition himself, Gaz Davis, with 69 trophies. And in fourth place, this is what Styling did this week. He decided to go play PlayStation this week. He got 65 trophies, and he's in fourth place this week. And then, doubling up on the leaderboards this week. Got Sadek in fifth place with 64 trophies this week. killing it, boys. Those are our true achievements and true trophy leaderboards for the week.
Okay. Questions. We decided to put out a questions episode because people were complaining that we weren't doing any community questions. So we put them out.
Oh, I thought it was going to be a topic for the week.
It is topic.
No, I mean,
what?
Yes, because people actually gave us some good questions.
Oh, nice.
I have the Discord up. I don't know if you want to bring up the Facebook for anything. I saw we didn't get a lot on Facebook.
I got it.
Okay, so the first question from our Discord is, do you think Sony will sell PlayStation when the MS Activision deal eventually passes? What's your favorite chicken joint? I had Popeyes tonight and find it baffling people lost their lives over the chicken sandwich. Chick-fil-A is still the clear-cut best.
Chick-fil-A one's too small.
Chick-fil-A is overrated is overrated as fuck. I think it is it's like a solid 7 out of 10 chicken sandwich at best.
I mean,
and that's being generous. I think it's good. I would eat it, but I think it is overrated as fuck.
Their nuggets are solid, but that's about it.
Their nuggets. I'll get a 30-piece nugget and throw that shit back.
You need 30. That's a problem. See, the problem is I need 30 of those. Like if I go to Wendy's, I can get like 20 and I'm good.
Bro, you can get a whole ass fucking bucket at Wendy's.
It's crazy. You see that thing?
Yeah, it's fucking nuts. And they actually have the buckets. Like it's a legitimate bucket.
I was like, I want it. I want to eat chicken from a bucket.
Chicken nuggets from a bucket.
Right.
We can get chicken in a bucket. That's KFC, Popeyes, and everybody else.
Does Popeyes have a bucket? Do they do buckets?
Popeyes, they do a bucket. When they do their family meals, they can do it. I've seen them do a bucket, but I think they do a box now.
I've never seen an actual family go into a Popeyes. Like, is that a real thing? Like, I've seen like drunk white guys, stoners, and like single guys, but I've never seen a family walk into a Popeyes.
I've walked into a Popeyes with my wife and my daughter before. So.
I like Popeyes. I do. If I'm going to eat like fast food chicken, like if I'm going to eat chicken, or if I want chicken strips, I'm going Popeyes, like all the way. Like their chicken strips are to die for.
Actually, no, I'm going Cane's on chicken strips.
See, we don't have a Cane's in New Jersey.
I'm sorry, that's unfortunate. Because all right, so a little hack for everyone that has a Cane's near them and can get Cane's: ask for your meal extra crispy, the fries and the chicken nuggets, and then ask for butter on both sides of your toast.
Whoa.
Because when they put it through the machine, they only butter one side, so it toasts just that one side. They'll put it through a second time, so it'll toast the other side with butter on it. It elevates it. You can also get a drink cup of cane sauce instead of paying extra. Like I think it's like 80 cents extra for each individual cup.
That sounds fat as shit, but I'll do it.
I mean, hey, fucking shit's fucking lit. And that's the only thing they serve is chicken strips. And then when you order a chicken sandwich from them, they put their chicken strip on the sandwich. That's it.
Oh.
I think Thomas wants to say something. He's jumping up over there.
Yeah. Let me just say that the story about people killing themselves over the chicken sandwich is vastly incorrect or wrong. What it was is someone had cut in front of another customer, and then there was some beef, and then there ended up being a shooting or a killing or stabbing that way. So it wasn't like, hey, man, I got this chicken sandwich and I got to kill you over this. No, it was more like, they were disrespected, and so somebody had to die.
How do you have beef how do you have beef when you're eating chicken, though?
There you go. But I would say their poor boy from Popeyes is very good. They always give you Texas Pete sauce, or they used to. I like always getting my hot sauce with my chicken there. Also love getting Church's chicken. I grew up very poor in the great state of Texas, and Church's chicken used to be like a big deal to us. I guess, is back when it used to be good, or at least we thought it was. And then we would go to KFC from time to time. And dude, going to KFC, we went to KFC as a family, like my grandparents, my uncle, my aunt, we would all go there, and like that would be like that'd be like the biggest meal when you got your welfare check was to go there and eat at KFC, and that would like suffice you for like a whole month of like, well, we got to eat our one meal at KFC for that month. I guess we'll have to wait till next month. You had the big mashed potatoes and the good crispy fried chicken. They didn't have hot sauce though. This is why I love Church's, and this is why I love Popeyes. They both give you hot sauce, and Church's actually has a decent chicken sandwich, but the po' boy over at Popeyes is one of the best at least it was for me, one of the best po' boys. And then of course, you'll have a spicy chicken, and he's right about Cane's. I used to go down to Georgia, in Augusta, where the Masters tournament is, and they have a Cane's there. Man, Cane's is badass. And they have all this type of different dipping sauces. At least they used to. I don't know if they have that anymore. They had like these really spicy, great dipping sauces. So Cane is amazing, man, or Raising Cane, or whatever you want to call it. But when it comes to chicken, I have a Zaxby's next to me, and so I usually get teriyaki wings, and I get like the chicken tenders for my daughter, and then I'll ask them for because I'll sometimes get some chicken strips myself, and I'll ask them for teriyaki sauce, and then they'll forget, and that makes me so mad. And they give me Zax sauce. Nobody wants Zax sauce. Even
That's
the
where
clowns.
you're fucking wrong. Don't you disrespect Zax sauce like that ever again. Get the fuck out. You're fucking fired. That chair that you just had almost under your ass is gone now. It's fucking across the street in the goddamn dumpster. I removed all the fucking legs and the armrests. You get the fucking peed. You get the fucking peed on toddler desk from fucking elementary school. Okay, that's what you get now. That's where you get to sit in when you come.
Look, Zax sauce is good for celery, but that's it.
Hey, you have to. Nope, you don't have the talking stick right now. You don't get it. I have the talking stick. You're fired. No talking stick for you.
You guys like name some really good places. Like I like Popeyes. I like Chick-fil-A's. I haven't been able to eat them in a very long time because I can't eat weed anymore. So instead of saying which one's my favorite, I'm just gonna bring back an old school one that had some really good chicken, and that's Roy Rogers.
Still have Roy Rogers.
Never had it.
They still have a Roy Rogers up there?
Yeah, where I am, yeah. There's one in Brick, or not Brick. I think it's like Beechwood, and then there's another one like.
You also got to understand though, Thomas. They still aren't allowed to pump their own gas in the state of New Jersey.
And I'm fine with that. I don't want to.
They don't have freedoms up there.
Well, you have to go across state lines to Pennsylvania in order to buy cigarettes, for crying out loud.
They're their own sovereign state, okay? Just let them be. Let them be.
The one thing I noticed when I did go up there, because my parents still live in Pennsylvania, and we travel through Pennsylvania and Jersey and New York, is I'll see like a KFC and a Long John Silver's together. Does your fish taste like chicken?
Yes, it fucking does. Yes, it's fucking disgusting. It's the most foul thing in the world. Like why? Like, why does somebody think that's okay? Like,
who thought that up? Like, let's use the same exact fryer to fry the fish that we do the chicken.
Yeah, what if someone's allergic?
It's not good.
Yeah, what if someone's allergic? Fuck that guy.
In all fairness, that's a dying thing too, and I feel like it's only up there. The only place that does anything like that is you'll have to find it in like the most random ass place. Like when I used to travel from South Carolina to Michigan for the summer with my grandparents, we got off on the Ohio Turnpike the day we were going to get there, and we'd always stop at like the little turnpike thing, and the little combo restaurant there was Burger King and Pizza Hut were a combo restaurant. I've never ever seen that ever again in my life. I've never seen that anywhere else but there. And then like, what's it now? It's like Captain D's and something else is a combo restaurant.
Captain D's nuts.
Yeah, got him. You're not holding the talking stick. Shut the fuck up, Joe.
I have a question though.
All right, Kalai, you can have the talking stick.
All right, fine. Yes, Jersey can't allow to pump their own gas, but we also have cheaper gas than most places that do have to pump your gas.
It's because you're living in the fucking dark ages. Y'all up there still y'all still up there fucking mining your own gas out of your own state. You're gonna be fucking you're gonna be minus a ground soon. Fucking running oil rigs through that bitch like chugga 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 chugga. Fuck you, chugga chugga chugga. That's why that's why you still have a fucking Long John Silver's with a fucking KFC.
Don't be fucking jealous that we don't have to pump gas.
Yeah. I like
Joe,
pumping my own gas because I can be like, hey, fucking, I only want $20 and I can actually stare at it. Some dumbass sitting there fucking pumping your gas and he's fucking looking over, talking to fucking numbnuts, his little fucking butt buddy, and he's like, oh shit, I put $25 in here. Well, it looks like they're gonna.
They have like little things where they put in the price and it stops. I don't know what you guys do.
Yeah, I know, right? Right? And oh my God, Joe, when we drove to Georgia, every time we had to stop, we had to listen to those stupid commercials that they're putting on everybody's pumps. I don't have to listen to that shit. Actually,
little known fact, you can actually mute those. There's a button to mute those. It actually, if you pay attention to the screen, the first prompt when you start filling up, it says to mute this. Press, I think it's like star or whatever the fuck it is. And it'll
please post that, dude, because I want to do that because every time I'm pumping my gas, I get to see that random stuff. Did you know so and so? I don't give a crap about so and so.
My favorite one is all the vid stuff. Like, just remember, help yourself and help your family. Get vaccinated today. Pfizer, the solution. I'm like,
do they want you to
go F yourself?
Do they want you to spay and neuter your fucking dogs too at the pump? Like, what the fuck is that? Like, yeah, remember to have your pets spayed and neutered. Like, I'm getting gas, motherfucker. Why are you trying to
is the only gas stations I ever see that at now are Phillips 66s, and I refuse to use anything like I hate.
I will never use one.
I hate the big chains. So like the chains we have the only chains we have in the Midwest are like smaller chains. So like we have Casey's General Stores here. And fucking Casey's, like, hands down, like, my favorite. They have the best fucking rewards program for shopping at a gas station ever.
So
they offer you...
Your gas stations sound like old female fucking rock bands from the 80s.
Actually, we also...
It's like, hey, we're gonna go get our fucking gas from Wilson Phillips. Like, no.
Hey, no. All right. No. So there's Casey's. So the two chains are Casey's General Stores, and then we also have Come and Go.
That's good. That's the greatest name.
It's spelled K-U-M. Come and Go, and then we also have so in like the northern part of the state we have Quick Trips. I fucking love QTs.
Dude, there's no way that's called. It's probably like Cum and Go, and it's like owned by Indian people. They're like, you idiot. It's not cum, it's coom. It's coom.
No, actually, so a bunch of the Come and Goes, like in my area, were privately owned, like franchises, and the dude was like, I'm fucking done owning these, and sold them out to some Indian people. So now they're like White River stations. They're like, it's like a little train. It's like some generic. It is the most generic ass fucking name ever.
I mean, we have Wawa. They don't even have Wawa, do they?
No.
The fuck's a Wawa?
The greatest thing on the planet.
Guess what? You know what we are getting? We're getting a Buc-ee's.
Is that the beaver thing?
Yeah, it's like everyone fucking loves Buc-ee's. I've been
because the gas is cheap, and basically like everything that you buy on the inside is what really funds the place.
Yeah, no shit. Because everything when I walked into one in St. Louis, and I walked in that bitch, and I looked at everything. It was like $7.60 for a bag of fucking popcorn. I was like, you can go fuck yourself. Absolutely, nicest bathrooms I've ever used in a gas station. Nicest bathrooms I've ever used.
I'm assuming the lop lizards are probably pretty good too, since they're in Buc-ee's.
You call it lop lizards?
You know what a lop lizard is, man?
No, I don't.
You need to look that up. You know what a lop lizard is, right?
Nope.
Lop lizards are well, it's terminology. It's not being old. A lop lizard is basically your prostitutes. They're waiting out there for truck drivers. So they consider the Buc-ee's would have better class of prostitutes waiting for truck drivers.
So you say you go to Buc-ee's to get some fuckies.
I'm not a truck driver. I just know that because we grew up next to a truck stop, and then you see those lop lizards out there all the time. And I asked my grandfather, "It's like what are those called?" Oh, those are just lop lizards.
That should be the fucking gas station fucking logo. She'd be like, "Come to Buc-ee's where you can get your fuckies."
All I could see is Daryl if he was on this episode. Oh my god!
Yeah, if Daryl was on this episode, his PP would go doing, 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 doing.
He start
Alright,
hanging out at
guys.
truck stops.
All right. So, what do you think the PlayStation will sell? I'm just gonna say
I got
no.
you. I got you. Do you believe we do? Do you think Sony will sell PlayStation when the Microsoft Activision deal eventually passes? No, absolutely not. That styling, you're fired. I'm glad you're okay and you moved over to the PlayStation side this week because you, after that question, you don't deserve to be on the Xbox leaderboards.
I have a better chance of winning the lottery than that happened.
I don't know.
See, I've said it a million times before. People don't get it. Sony was initially an entertainment company that sold televisions and media systems. They sold surround sound systems, radios, DVD players, stuff like that. They were solely an entertainment technology, company. So when, Microsoft did hop in, Nintendo had their thing and Sega had their thing. Okay. They wanted to they wanted to slightly compete in the market and broaden the market. Cool.
Well, let me correct you for just one moment. They didn't want to compete in the market. Remember, before the Nintendo 64, the Sony PlayStation was supposed to be Nintendo's new system. It was their technology. And then Nintendo screwed them. And Nintendo said, oh, we're going to go ahead and do a cartridge-based again because we like cartridge. And so they forced Sony they forced Sony to get into the business. And couldn't have been a better decision. So thank you for Nintendo again for different reasons, because Sony now exists because you basically chose to not use their technology in disc ROMs.
Well, it's and just like, okay, so there's a difference. Sony, it was an entertainment company. Microsoft was a computer and internet and technology company. That is what they were. That is what they started out as. Well, they have evolved and spread their wings into another avenue. Microsoft has Activision Blizzard money because of that. Sony.
Well, let's not forget that Microsoft. I'm sorry to cut you off, but Microsoft dipped their toe in early because remember the Dreamcast. If you read it, if you turn your Dreamcast over, there's the Microsoft logo and all this stuff from Microsoft because Microsoft basically did all the developing for the Dreamcast, for the systems itself. And then Sony basically benefited. I mean, not Sony, I'm sorry, Sega benefited from it. And that was what basically was the stepping stone for Microsoft to make that step in order to make the Xbox.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So these are two companies that started out in two separate avenues of approaches, and this is like a subsidiary. That's not their main focus. So Sony's not going to give a shit. They're going to keep making stuff. They're going to keep making this because it's going to make them money. Regardless, people are still going to buy PlayStation games. People are still going to buy PlayStation. Some people, that is their preferred way to play. Joe loves his PlayStation. Joe will never own an Xbox nor a PC. So Joe will solely stay in the PlayStation and Nintendo network. That is fine. That is
sad.
That is Joe's preferred way to play, and there's nothing wrong with that. My preferences is I prefer Xbox. Do I enjoy PlayStation? Yes, they have some very good games, and I'm not going to hate on the people. I'm going to enjoy the broad horizon of games ahead of me in every facet.
All right, next question. Ender, do you believe we need a Vita 2, or is Sony trying to capitalize on the success of the Switch and the Steam Deck? How long do you think before we get a PSVR 2 price cut? Is anybody watching Phil Spencer to see how he's doing? I'm concerned. Do you think crybaby Jimmy Ryan is going to shut his mouth now that the MS deal is blocked, or do you think he's going to gloat a bit?
All right. Love you, Matt, but I'm not talking about the Microsoft Activision deal anymore. I'm fucking done with it. It's going to end up the way it's going to end up. Phil Spencer, as always, has tight pants and way too tight button-ups, and he needs to get his cervix checked. We're gonna get a PSVR 2 price cut this year during Black Friday, 110%. They're gonna discount the fuck out of it then. Before the holiday times come around as well, because they're also going to ramp up production and produce more PS5s around that time as well. So they're going to try to sell all their back stock, and they'll probably do a bundle deal. PS Vita 2, I don't think we necessarily need a Vita 2 itself. I think we need a project. I think we need a Sony handheld or something to compete with cloud gaming, and Xbox's approach to that. Being able to play Xbox games on your phone and use Game Pass is one of the biggest draw-ins right now for that system. The Steam Deck is a small computer in your hands. There's a lot of other competition for that. The success of the Steam Deck isn't anything that's hidden. It's just something that's a little bit more of a mainstay when it comes to that, because Steam is a well-known brand, and they work with Valve, obviously. So yes, Thomas.
I think Steam is the ultimate killer, man. I think the Steam Deck is just, there's nothing like it. It again, what you said, it's like the PC in your hand, dude.
You said there's nothing like it. I can give you
there's like 45 other things that do the same thing. The Steam Deck does.
I can give you 4 other companies that make something that's almost as good. It just doesn't have that mainstream support. That's what a lot of people also don't understand is they think that Steam and certain companies are like the first, and they're the innovators of this and that. Like, no, before the Steam Deck came out, there was like 6 other companies that I knew of that did something like that. Is it necessarily like affordable to an extent? No. I mean, you're going to pay a little bit more than the cost of a Steam Deck itself. I mean, it's $600-700 for something that's similar, almost exactly like it, just a portable PC. But Steam has the power and the money and the resources to find a way to manufacture these things at a slightly lesser cost, so to make it more affordable for people.
Well, I don't think that Sony should ever get in the handheld industry, or Nintendo pretty much got that on lock. Okay, and to an extent, I mean, think of how well the 3DS did, all the different versions of the 3DS, and then with the Switch, and then when they release Switch 2 or whatever they're going to call it. And the fact is that you can, hook up to your TV, or you can play it as you move it. Nintendo has always did a good job, and you have this built-in fan base that's there forever. That's never going away, regardless of whatever we think. Those are the most loyalist. They're more loyal to a gaming system than they are to their wives or families, for crying out loud. So Nintendo, to me, will find a way to always keep doing certain things, and maybe they're holding on to some of these older IPs I talked about earlier, so they can actually add them as games to their new system that'll be coming out in 2025. Well, the end of 2025.
I don't know. You want me to go, or you want to go, Zach?
You're good. Go ahead, Joe.
It's interesting because I feel like the Steam Deck does a lot of great things, right? But I feel like it's still not mainstream affordable. It's not.
It's not to the extent. So it is for an enthusiast, and a lot of people don't understand that. So like Matt is the person that asked the question, because that's his thing. Matt, I guarantee you, can play every single console that we have now on his Steam Deck, but he knows what the fuck he's doing. He has the money and the means to buy the system and buy the fucking God knows how much extra storage that you actually need. I don't think everyone really underestimates like how much like storage you need to actually run a lot of the things that a lot of people want to put on a Steam Deck, or what would even make the Steam Deck like a valid thing other than a cloud gaming device, honestly.
No, you'll be very surprised. You'd be very surprised how affordable it is.
How small how small is the base model? It's 64 gigabytes, right?
Yes.
Okay. 64 gigabytes is the size of one game on my Xbox. So what you're telling me is, with the operating system and the updates, is, because granted, like I said, don't get me wrong, I don't have it in my hands, but so it starts at 64 gigabytes of storage. That's not including the space it's going to take for the operating system. The updates the operating system is going to need over time, that they're going to keep pushing out updates for. Plus, what game am I going to install? What I know I can install a couple like 7 gig games here and there, but most games nowadays if you're going to want to download them onto that system or play them like without internet or so, and stuff like that, I know they have one with the SIM card in it and all that other stuff. That's just an extra cost for somebody though.
Except that it's the base model is almost the same thing as a Switch.
The base model is $500. I can go get a Switch OLED right now for $300 easily. And it plays Switch games. I can buy cartridges for it. I don't have to digitally download stuff onto it.
You can know, and you can run it all.
You can. You're right.
But first of all, the base model is $399, which is only $50 more than a Switch.
You can get a Switch OLED easily now for $300. Right.
Now, I'm very ignorant. What is the Switch OLED or whatever?
They slightly increased the size of the screen and made it an OLED screen versus the traditional screen on a Switch.
Because I have the traditional that can hook up to my TV. Can you hook that one up to the TV as well?
Yes, it still has it still has detachable Joy-Cons and everything. And actually, so that one has a slightly different processor in it, so it actually displays on the television at a higher It has a higher pixel rating than the original Switch.
Yep, and it has a better chip in it too, so it runs faster, like a tad bit faster.
Yeah,
and it has more built-in memory too.
Right, I was going to ask how much memory.
64 gigs, I believe, instead of 32.
Hold on.
So it's 64, so it's the exact same thing. Now the Steam Deck will allow you to upgrade with a micro SD card, just like your Switch. So for when you catch it on sale, I bought a terabyte drive for $100.
You're right, but also if I want to buy a game on a cartridge, can I do that on the Steam Deck?
No, but you can't do that on PC at this point.
Exactly. So, but why would I not spend less money? Like I said, it's for enthusiasts. It's not for the everyday person.
I wouldn't say enthusiasts. I would say PC players. Because what it does is it takes your games on the go.
Enjoy trying to install drivers and updates and have your games run on it. I've never
had a problem with a Steam Deck. It's easier to upgrade than an Xbox or a PlayStation.
There's no effing way. No effing way.
Yeah.
I'm not saying there's issue. There's an issue with it. I'm just saying for the average person, even for the average PC player, it is not. It's not like it's not meant for everyone. It's meant for the people that are that know how to utilize that kind of device to the best of their ability.
It's meant for people that like PC. If you don't like PC, you're not going to enjoy a Steam Deck.
Like, I like PC. I'm very sure that I would enjoy a Steam Deck, but I know what I'm doing. But let's say, no offense to Joe, but Joe decided he wanted to do PC gaming and stuff like that. He had a Steam account and he was like, cool, I got all these sales, I got all these deals. I guarantee you, he's not going to know, oh, well, I need to do this, and this, or like, let me just install this game. Or he'll know how to troubleshoot it when he's out and about. Like I said, it's for people that enjoy PC. Is correct. It's for somebody that is like diehard, like knows what they're doing.
I actually recommend Steam Deck for anybody that actually wants to get into the PC market space and actually play and not spend all that money. Because a lot of the games that you can play on PC, you can absolutely play on that Steam Deck. On top of that, you could hook that Steam Deck up to your TV, and now you've got a computer that can run anything, most games. In fact, it's been proven that Elder Ring actually plays better on the Steam Deck than it does on the PC. And the reason why is because it was ported from a console to a PC, and so it wasn't never optimized for the PC, but it's optimized for the Steam Deck.
Okay, so
interesting.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So I love and I hate that comparison at the same time. So yes, okay. It's we're a little bit off track of the question because it was asking if Sony needed to do the same thing.
Okay, so I'll piggyback off that. If you want to talk about that topic, what Sony's doing and what I think Sony's doing, there's no confirmation yet. It's just a portable PS5 because that's all they need. They don't need another handheld.
Yep.
They don't need to segregate their market. Actually, they can't segregate their market because they can't make enough games for what they're already trying to make now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think
So-
they need. I don't think they need a private. That's why I said I don't think they need their own handheld console. I think they need to find a way to put something handheld into everyone's hands that can compete with cloud gaming and Game Pass. That's what I think they need to do.
They already can compete with that stuff because all they literally have to do is get a tablet out or use your computer. Like you can already cloud game, and you can cloud game with a lot of the only thing stopping Sony from cloud gaming is Sony, because Sony doesn't let you use the app on everything. Like literally,
no, that I can the best I can do on my phone is remote play from a device connected to the same network.
It's terrible. Sony shoots themselves in the foot because they kind of are like Sony, and they're kind of like out of the times. If that makes any sense to you guys, like they're like, well, yeah, and I'm like, well, no, because it doesn't work the way you want it to. But then you have to also think like, is cloud gaming really a thing? Yes and no. Yes, but people are normally playing it in their motherfucking house. So what is the point of cloud gaming if all I'm doing is playing on the couch when I'm connected to the internet anyway? It's like, what's the point? The United States does not have the internet infrastructure to support cloud gaming everywhere.
Facts.
It does not.
Actually,
people want to push this all digital future, and I don't get where you think this is going to come from because it can't support itself.
All right, so no offense.
Go ahead.
So I see, I do, I look at underground utilities. I can guarantee, even in some of the most remote parts of my area that I'm in different areas that I've looked at, there's internet there.
There may be internet, but can it sustain remote play?
Yes, they're putting cell towers everywhere now. I see a lot of people now, even they're transitioning from that copper internet line to using like T-Mobile hotspots and Verizon home internet and stuff like that, where there's cell towers in the general vicinity, and those things are just as good. Like I said, at some point in Missouri, our state they passed a bill. The federal government is giving the state funding to put fiber optic internet in all rural areas, so that way that everyone has the same opportunity at internet. So like, so it's moving towards there. The infrastructure will be there in a couple of years.
But then will people have caps on it? Will people be able to afford to play games like that? There's so many caveats. Like
that's more company based, but I'm at this point in time, it's more affordable for people to put in internet everywhere that's accessible to everyone and not put caps on it, so that way they can make that the profit off.
And then you have to understand that we're going to get to the great streaming service race, that because now we have it with TV, where all these there used to only be Netflix, then there was Hulu, then there was this, then there was 6 of them, now there's 9 of them, and then there's going to be even more. They're just going to keep segregating and making you pay for more packages. Fucking ESPN, I can't even watch the hockey playoffs unless I watch it on my TV, because ESPN Plus makes you pay a fucking fee to watch hockey playoffs. Like, I can't watch it remotely on devices, even if I own ESPN, because ESPN Plus is fucking ridiculous. It's like gaming's gonna be like that. Because every company is gonna start their own streaming service and pull away their games from Game Pass and from Sony. When they start seeing how lucrative it is, they're gonna be like, everyone's gonna create their own streaming service, and it's gonna segregate the market so much that we're gonna be paying more a month than we were just buying individual games. Like, people want this, but they don't realize what's gonna happen if this all happens.
Yeah.
It's gonna.
All right. Well, all right. We only got limited time left. I'm going to keep moving.
Fuck. For
Kalai's sake. All right. So Daryl's questions. So this one's for Joe, and then the next one's for Joe. So Daryl says, "What is the status of the Pledge Review podcast that Joe committed to but never?"
I beat 4 of the 5 games, and I can record those whenever someone's willing to record with me. So whoever wants to sit down with me and record for those, I'm willing to do it.
Bam. Answer. Why does Joe hate the listeners? Question.
Joe doesn't hate the listeners. Not at all.
If Daryl launched a solo podcast to accompany his growing YouTube channel, what would you guys want covered on it? Something fun and then something serious. I want weekly anime reviews. I want weekly anime reviews. Drop them to me. No,
Did you say
so
weekly
seriously,
anime reviews?
Yeah, fuck yeah. Something serious. Something serious. So I think you should honestly do like an end of the week recap on all of the things that you picked up for reselling that week and why you picked them up. Kind of more informative for the people that maybe want to do the same thing as well.
I would want more of a deep dive on how he does what he does. Like more of like a tutorial for people that want to start doing it themselves.
Yeah. Kalai?
I don't know. Maybe a deep dive into
How he gets his head so shiny?
I was gonna say like raising his kids because he's got a lot of funny kid stories.
All right.
What
Thomas?
about you, Thomas?
I would say a deep dive into basically the world of because he's a former rock star. So a deep dive into how he feels about the process of making music and the process of like, okay, this is how we're going to do this riff here and how it comes together. And then like the opening theme of from the Loot Bros itself of how he came up with that and what song and what it means to him. And so that might be something the listeners might be interested in is to know how the sausage is made.
There you go. I got a name for it. A day in the life of Daryl.
Where the people want to know, where is Wow Brandy? Where's the podcast?
Where's Wow? It's Brandy.
Yeah, where is Wow? It's Brandy. It's like I need that show in my life. I want to talk about trashy Australian reality TV shows with Daryl and his wife.
All right. So here's a good one. All right, this is going to call somebody. I guarantee it. Are the Loot Bros co-hosts subscribed to Daryl's YouTube channel?
Yes, I am actually.
Yes.
I unsubscribed just because I wanted to help his daughter, and I have yet to resubscribe. When they were in,
I told you. I called it. I fucking called it.
Where they're in competition to see who can get the most subscribers. So now I'll probably be banned from the show.
I'm
I already told. All right, Talking Stick's gone again. All right, and then part two to that question: if you do you watch it?
Yes, I think my favorite content that he does is the unboxings with his kids, where they guess like the value or whoever pulls out like the most.
I agree. That's probably one of the most entertaining ones for me too. I'm sorry I didn't answer. Yes, Daryl, I am subscribed to your channel on 3 different YouTube accounts. So eat my shorts. And usually, whenever you post a video, I get a little notification. Your notification bell is turned on. I click on it and at least like it. Even if I don't watch every single video. So guess what? We watch it and we don't hate you. So the third part of that question is invalid.
Okay, so I have a question for you. Like, does he know the name of all 3 accounts or just one of those accounts?
Well, one's the Bearded Nerd. The other one's was one when I played Magic and I was going to start a Magic YouTube channel. It was Scry1, Draw, MTG.
Magic.
And then
so that way you can harass him, you can like send like a random thing or like tell him like he's very sexy and like you like the way he wears his shorts or something or shoes make him look like attractive.
I'm all for like I will do that 110%. Like if he ever makes it big, I'll start harassing him. But right now I'm like I understand wanting to build something like that because I have the same aspirations. So I'm even though it is funny, I'm going to stay on the supportive side for now until he is big enough to where I can harass him and it won't hurt anyone.
That's what she said.
Well, just fun harassments like those shoes make you look a certain way,
Are any of you guys playing games off of the backlog beatdown list?
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes. Already.
I'm not aware of that list.
If you're on the BLB, we all made everybody but minus Joe because he was MIA for like 2 weeks, and when we were making the list, so myself, JT, Kalai, and Daryl all put in 25 games onto a list. So
and Jim.
and Jim. So there's a list of 125 games. If you play any of them and beat them on the backlog beatdown, you get extra points for beating those games.
Pretty much.
So yes. Okay. Well, Rick decided he wanted to throw shade this week. Why is Zach playing Joe's pledge games when he hasn't finished his own?
I have finished them all except one.
No. He asked why I am playing your pledge games when I haven't finished the game I have been.
Oh, because you're never gonna fucking beat that game.
Streets of Rogue. Actually, I played that a little bit too. I'm in the fourth world now. I have to get through 4 and 5, and I'm done with it. I am enjoying it. I was actually just thinking about trying to fucking knock it out at some point this coming week, or probably on my road trip to Michigan while I am sitting in the car for 5 hours, nothing to do. So Daryl says, why is anime so gross? Anime is not gross. You're just uncultured swine.
Yes, which, by the way, if anybody would like to go out there and pledge him to play Scarlet Nexus.
Nexus Scarlet.
I think that'd be kind of funny. It's not a long
Yoda
game, Daryl.
I am. Yeah, anime is not gross. Anybody else? Kalai concurs. Joe, I know you concur.
I love anime. I love fucking anime.
Yeah, exactly. Say one of your favorite game genres is JRPGs. So,
yep.
Thomas, what you think about anime? Choose your next words wisely.
Adore anime. Is my favorite thing. If it wasn't for Gotcha Force or G Force growing up as a little kid, I don't know what type of human being I'd be. That and Speed Racer, also followed by Super Dimension Fortress Macross, aka Robotech, Go Lions, or the American version, Voltron. I loved it, man. And then we had a Menser Z or a Transor Z. I actually had one of the Transor Z characters growing up as a kid that I found at a Salvation Army. So thank you to whoever gave that away to Salvation Army. So that was super awesome. And dude, I love anime to death. I mean, I don't know what type of human being I'd be. Anime is so good. The storytelling's so great. You can watch any of the Ronin Kenshin movies or the Samurai X OVA movies. Super awesome, well produced, well put together. The Hellsing story is good. The OVAs, kind of give and take. And then of course, if you're I'm old as dirt. Gogol 13, which is like the Japanese James Bond, which is unbelievably awesome, man. All the Go-Go 13 movies and even the anime series they put out, like what was like the mid 2000s, were super amazing. I mean, I can go on. I mean, I haven't really watched any newer anime in probably in the last, let's just say 7 to 8 years. But I mean, I still love the ones that I've watched. I still own the ones I watched, like Chobits, if you like comedy style anime, GTO, which is Great Teacher Onizuka. I actually have that song on my playlist. Like Kawaii has Hoodoo Ya Voodoo Bitch from Dead Island, which Dead Island 2 just came out. I actually have the theme song from GTO. I actually have the theme song from Full Metal Alchemist, the first TV series, not Brotherhood.
Ready, Steady, Go.
Yes,
it's one of my favorite. That's my favorite song of all time.
And then was it Rebuild? But as you could tell, I love anime, and of course, if you've never watched Full Metal Alchemist, even the Brotherhood of Full Metal Alchemist, both deserve to be watched. Both are amazing. Very great soundtracks for for all the seasons of Full Metal Alchemist.
All right, little short tidbit about that, just to let everybody know. The reason there are two different Full Metal Alchemist series is they both start off almost exactly the same. The problem was they weren't finished with the manga before they finished the original series. So they rushed to finish the original series before the finish of the manga. So it has an alternate ending to the manga. Brotherhood follows the manga exactly to a T. That is the biggest difference between the two. But I'm sorry to cut you short. We're running short. We got a few more questions. All right. Do we believe that Stink Palm found that Super Mario movie meme from another Discord group, or did he slip up? Anyone see it?
Yeah,
I didn't see it.
Yep.
I try to make my own meme, so if you see mine are usually made.
Listen, I don't care. That's a great meme.
Clyde, did you see it?
No, not yet. I'm waiting for it to be able to rent.
All right. Why does Daryl say anime is gross, but anime titties in Sin Rock Kagura Peach Beach Splash is passable?
I don't think he thinks it's passable. I just think he was pledged to play it.
Yep. Why do we buy Nintendo games when the modding scene is a gold mine? For legal reasons, we cannot answer that question on the show.
Support the developers. I'll go with the
for legal reasons.
I'll go with the tricky answer. You gotta support the developers.
There you go. Oh gosh. All right. So fun question. Gaz Davis writes in and says the only thing you could watch for the next 5 years. If you had a choice between the only thing you could watch for the next 5 years was anime, or you could chop off your left pinky, which one would you choose?
Watch anime.
Watch anime. It's not that bad.
And Thomas, Thomas's answer is going to be watch anime. My answer would be watch anime. But Ender answered. Matt G answered. We have to start calling him Resident Nine Fingers Daryl, because Daryl would choose to chop that pinky finger off. Oh. On the bright side, though, technically he could watch Batman Ninja because that is technically an anime. Just saying. Stylen says if it could be my right pinky, I'd choose that.
I mean, you don't need your pinky to play video games. Just need your thumb.
Sir, you don't play PC, so that's not true.
PC gaming doesn't count.
Yes, it does. So all right. So left pinky. So I would agree with Stylen. If I didn't like anime, I would prefer it to be my right pinky because I only need my index finger and my middle finger on my right hand because I'm right-handed. And I need my pinky on my left hand to play PC games with my keyboard because that's how I hit Shift, Control, Alt, 1, 2, fucking fiddle my shoe, and how I play League of Legends. Need it for that Q button, baby. Even though I can't really say that, I guess there's literally a guy called that literally has like no feeling from below his neck, and he plays shooting games with just his head in his mouth. It is pretty fucking badass.
That is pretty fucking badass.
Yeah, I see his TikToks all the fucking time. He is like, dude is Digo.
That motherfucker doesn't even pay for anything either. Probably he's like, they could probably sponsor every single thing he does.
Yeah,
I mean, he deserves it.
All right, Kalai, you ready to land this plane? You get to edit this week, so I'm sure you're gonna enjoy listening to an hour and 50 minutes of us just ranting.
Oh, this is, you know what? I'm really annoyed that we got cut off at 2 hours. Like,
oh, that's a first. Kalai actually wants to do a 5-hour podcast. She's not tired for once.
No, it's Friday night.
She's ready to. She's ready to fucking go, yo.
Bro, I gotta drive out at 6:30 in the morning to head, and I gotta drive an hour to go fishing. So
I gotta go watch the draft.
Oh, it is Friday night. Fuck.
Yeah, I missed round 2. I watched last night. It was super awesome.
Meh.
Wait, what?
No.
They started last night?
Yeah,
Wait, what draft are we
Thursday
talking
night.
about?
NFL
Talking about
draft.
NFL?
No,
I thought we were talking
about WWE.
No, we were talking about WWE draft started
today.
today. That's why I was like, wait a minute, round 2? I'm so confused. Wrong sport.
I mean,
the other sport you care about.
I just looked at the draft and they destroyed NXT. It's like completely barren right now.
Oh, all right. Shut up, Joe. All right. Ladies and germs, I appreciate you, Kalai, for hosting tonight and editing this episode. So I'm going to give a final more toast to you. Cheers. All right, Kalai, land this plane so we can get out of here.
All right, thank you for listening to our podcast. If you like our podcast, please check out our other podcast. We have the the Driftcast, which we absolutely have put out a new episode.
Finally,
Last week's episode.
We have the 2286 Comic Cast. We also have
the 2236 horror, the horror cast. We also have the Loot Bros Comic Cast. Joe and I will eventually get together and do another WrestleCast at some point, and we'll have to get Thomas on that.
You should have me on that. I love wrestling, dude.
That's fine.
I do old school. You
We
should have me on that one.
we talked about that a little bit yesterday,
yeah.
actually.
and then let's promote Veronica V, our newest host of the Driftcast. She does she's a Twitch streamer, so you can catch her on Twitch. You can see her go live on our Discord. The Bearded Nerd also does his streaming if you guys want to check him out.
When I actually have time and I don't work forever.
Yes. Well, I was trying to promote you.
I appreciate it.
Thomas does Thomas has his own podcast dealing with sports and video games. Do we have the name of that podcast?
That name of that podcast is actually ESG, which is Entertainment, Sports, and Gaming, which is more or less entertainment and sports, which is football, and just entertainment is just talking about any form of entertainment in general, from wrestling, so forth and so on. Not too much gaming, because the individual I do that with does not know much about gaming, so I hope that I can have one of the co-hosts on here one day come on my show and do a little bit of talking about some gaming. But more or less, my show is about football. Our first 2 episodes are about the draft and about our hopes and dreams of our teams doing something. I am a Houston Texan fan, so my hope and dream is that we actually did do something in the first round. So my dream kind of came true.
I mean, you're gonna need a lot more than the draft.
But the name of the podcast is Houston Hunters ESG, and again, if you like every segment's cut up into pieces. So in other words, if you want like 40 minutes of talking football, we got 40 minutes of talking football. If you want to talk about music, we break down the music what we're currently listening to, and we have the best segment I think ever, which the How Dare You segment, which is a loving tribute to Greta Thunberg's How Dare You, and where we do a rant of something that bothers us or something that happened in our life that bothered us that week. And I do thank you for giving us a shout out, because we gladly have given you a shout out the last 2 weeks, and I will gladly give you another personal shout out for you helping me on my editing. Again, I know it sounds like I'm just kissing your butt to kiss your butt, Kalai, but you are super awesome, and I can never thank you, Daryl, or these wonderful cast of people who've always helped me.
Yeah, not a problem. All right. So thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you on the next episode of Game Stuff.
Whoa! Oh, you call it game stuff?
It's going to be a nice edit.
Just end the podcast. That's
Good night, peace, love, and chicken grease. We're out of here.
What will it be? Time is running out, the blood is flowing down the streets. People need to know we're living in a war zone. Hit the streets with the truth, tell them that it's on. Get right or get left, what will it be? Time is running out, the blood is flowing down the streets. People need to know we're living in a war zone. Hit the streets with the truth, tell them that it's on.